Hello, everyone. It's Jessica Wilkinson, your Young Adult Services Librarian. And for this week's Teen Book Talk, it's all about family. The first book is This Place is Still Beautiful by ZZ Tion. Despite having had near identical upbringings, sisters Annalie and Margaret agree on only one thing, that they have nothing in common. 19-year-old Margaret is driven, ambitious, and keenly aware of social justice issues. She couldn't wait to leave their oppressive small-town home and take flight in New York. Meanwhile, sweet, popular 17-year-old Annalie couldn't think of anything worse. She loves their town and feels safe coasting along in its confines. That is, until she arrives home one day to find a gut-punching racial slur painted on their garage door. Outraged, Margaret flies home, expecting to find her family up in arms. Instead, she's amazed to hear they want to forget about it. Their mom is worried about what it might stir up, and Annalie just wants to have a normal summer, which Margaret is determined to ruin, apparently. Back under each other's skins, things between Margaret and Annalie get steadily worse, and not even the distraction of first love for Annalie or lost love for Margaret can bring them together. The second book is Some Mistakes Were Made by Christian Dwyer. Ellis and Easton have been inseparable since childhood, but when a rash decision throws Ellis's life and her relationship with Easton into chaos, she's forced to move halfway across the country, far from everything she's ever known. Now, Ellis hasn't spoken to Easton in a year, and maybe it's better that way. Maybe, eventually, the Easton-shaped hole in her heart will heal. But when Easton's mother invites her for a celebration, Ellis finds herself tangled up in a web of heartache, betrayal, and anger she left behind, and with the boy she never stopped loving. The last book is The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen. Emma Saylor doesn't remember a lot about her mother, who died when she was 10. But she does remember the stories her mom told her about the big lake that went on forever, with cold, clear water and mossy trees at the edges. Now it's just Emma and her dad, and life is good, if a little predictable. Until Emma is unexpectedly sent to spend the summer with her mother's family, her grandmother and cousins she hasn't seen since she was a little girl. When Emma arrives at North Lake, she realizes there are actually two very different communities there. Her mother grew up in working-class North Lake, while her dad spent summers in the wealthier Lake Norse resort. The more time Emma spends there, the more it starts to feel like she is divided into two people as well. To her father, she is Emma, but to her new family, she is Saylor, the name her mother always called her. Then there's Rue, the boy who was her very best friend when she was little. Rue holds the key to her family's history, and slowly he helps her put the pieces together about her past. It's hard not to get caught up in the magic of North Lake, and Saylor finds herself falling under Rue's spell as well. For Saylor, it's like a whole new world is opened up to her. But when it's time to go back home, which side of her will win out? These are just 3 of the great stories about family that can be found in the teen area, so be sure to come on in and check them out. Thank you.